All right, troop 10, hut! Forward march! Do something! Welcome to Fort Irving. The saloon had a really good week. O'Rourke and Agarn are admiring the huge wad of cash they just collected as they head for the bank to deposit it.
Bank robbery! Bank robbery! Bank robbery! Bank robbery! Bank robbery! Where? In the bank!
Well, they're both armed and the town is under the Army's protection, so let's go get this guy.
Reach! And throw down your gun real easy like.
Look, I know the Army doesn't pay much and you need a good grub stake if you want to marry Jane, but really, all they can do is go confront him.
Captain, sir, may we have a word with you in private?
Can you come back later, men? I'm right in the middle of reviewing F Troop's laundry list, and I'm 2 pillowcases short.
This is your scheming, gun-waving bank robber. They can't bring themselves to come right out and say they saw him rob the bank, and he has no idea what they're babbling about, so he finally dismisses them so he can get back to his laundry inventory. The boys don't know what to do. It's as if he doesn't even remember doing it. While they ponder that, they head up to the Hikawi camp to replenish the whiskey supply for the saloon.
You want us increase factory production on firewater?
That's right. We had a real big week, and the supplies are running dangerously low.
Glad to hear it. You put firewater crew on overtime.
Why not transfer part of crew from basket weaving?
Because soon be festive ceremonial egg hunt. And Chief not want to put all his eggs in one basket.
Okay, that was good and it wasn't forced. And I could easily believe Wild Eagle set that up on purpose just so he could hit Crazy Cat with a dreadful pun.
Everybody reach for the sky.
Sarge! It's him!
I said reach!
Now, first one who tries anything gets plugged.
His horse gave out, so he needs a new one. He has his eye on a particular one.
You want to buy a horse from our cowies?
Cheap?
I don't want to buy nothing. I want to steal that big pinto I saw on the edge of camp.
But that's my horse.
Oh.
Not anymore, it isn't.
Here we are, right there, sir. Oh, sorry, I slipped.
You're lying. You're a wise guy who's looking for a belly full of lead. What are you staring at?
I thought you were reviewing the laundry list.
Both wise guys. But my doctor advised me to cut down on my killing, so I'm letting you live.
Go visit Jane's trading post and buy yourself a better mask on your way out of the area. I think you'll find this style stays on a lot better.
A joke on him.
What do you mean?
As soon as horse get chance, he run away and come home. Chief's horse love Chief.
That's fine as long as that guy is off his back before he does. O'Rourke has come to the conclusion that the captain must have an exact double. It's far-fetched, but it's the only explanation that makes even a little sense.
That darn Wilton. I asked him to go for a moonlight walk and he turned me down. Said he couldn't leave the fort until he finds 2 pillowcases.
I'll bet he's the only notorious bank robber and horse thief in the West who stays home at night to count his linens. I trust I don't have to remind anybody what the chief said about that horse.
Howdy, gorgeous.
Wilton Parmenter, you fibbed to me. You told me you couldn't leave the fort.
Baby, I don't know what you're talking about, but I sure think you're powerful pretty.
Wilton, don't try to get out of it with flattery. You fibbed to me. Where'd you get that suit?
While O'Rourke is trying to explain it to Jane and Agarn is trying to talk this guy out of shooting anybody, there's one more member of our dramatis personae we need to meet.
Enough of this small talk, baby. Here, keep this lit.
Yes, sir.
You ain't my Wilton.
All right, kid. You're under arrest.
Oh my word, it's Winnie the Pooh. I mean, Professor Twiddle. I mean, Caw the Snake. I mean, Sterling Holloway. There's no missing that voice, and a whole generation knew him as the bear named Pooh. Jim Cummings took over the voice after Mr. Holloway died, and he's done a terrific job of making it his own. That's good, because there will never be another Sterling Holloway.
Well, well, look who's here. Sheriff Pat Lawton, the oldest gun in the West.
I'm not really old, kid. I just look old. From chasing you from one rotten crime to another. And now, at long last, I got you.
You won't got him for long standing that close to him.
Sheriff, who is this man?
He's Kid Vicious, the meanest, lowest outlaw that ever strapped on a gun. He's wanted for murder and robbery in 8 different counties. This year alone.
No, Kid Vicious isn't a pop culture reference. Sid Vicious was still going by his real name, John Ritchie, at the time, which makes sense considering he was 8 years old.
Are you gonna go with me easy, kid? Or are you gonna go with me hard?
Pat, old pal, I hate to disappoint you, but I ain't going with you at all.
I told him not to get so close. Any experienced gun hand of the time knew better, because if he got close enough for a man to grab your gun, there was about a 90% chance he was going to do just that. In 1877, Wyatt Earp was a lawman in Dodge City just doing his thing when the noted gunfighter Clay Allison came to town. As the story goes, some of the cattlemen who didn't like Wyatt tried to hire him to kill Wyatt. Allison had other things on his mind and didn't want to get involved in a local dispute, so he passed. When the two met in front of a local saloon, Wyatt said they both moved to put their backs against the wall and chatted for a bit. Allison was slowly reaching for his gun, but Wyatt had his hand already on his, and with his left hand he was ready to grab Allison's gun hand and keep it from pointing at him. The story may or may not be true, but it illustrates why you stay out of arm's reach when you're arresting someone like this. On the other hand, this sheriff may not know where arm's reach is, since he seems to have the depth perception of a snail. And it's even worse now. He has to find a way to hide and get out of town on foot. Unfortunately, our boys don't know that, so they take off after the horse and return without success.
How long you been hunting him?
Nigh under 5 years. From territory to territory, town to town, over hill, over dale, I have hit the dusty trail.
Wow, that's poetic. I'm going to write a song around that. Somebody already did what? Agarn reports that Wild Eagle's horse returned to camp without a rider. That means Vicious is still around here somewhere, so O'Rourke will organize a search party to go track him down. It's best the captain stay behind so somebody doesn't mistake him for the kid and shoot him.
Kid Vicious, huh? All right, kid. Go!
If he was the Penguin, that might be intimidating.
All right, Captain, stick him up. I'll bet you $1 you're Kid Vicious. You win. Big Sergeant said we were perfect doubles, and he was right.
And it's time to switch clothes so he can become the captain and capture the notorious criminal.
Come in.
Captain, sir, I'm sorry, but we couldn't find him.
But I could.
I guess that settles it, but something seems just a few degrees off center.
I'll cover him while you untie him and put on the handcuffs. But leave the gag on. He's been using a lot of improper language.
That, for example. Plus, he's handling that pistol like he knows what to do with it, which is out of character for the captain.
All right, kid, let's get going.
Hey, hold it, Sheriff.
Something wrong, Sarge?
There's something about the way he tripped that looks strangely familiar to me.
And that's out of character for Kid Vicious. Against the apparent captain's orders, O'Rourke removes the gag.
He's Kid Fool. Oh. He's Kid Vicious. He forced me to switch clothes with him at gunpoint.
That's a lie. It is not. You're Kid Vicious and I'm Captain Parmenter. And I say you're Kid Vicious and I'm Captain Parmenter.
Okay, gentlemen, listen to the way they talk. Which one talks smooth and confident, and which one talks like Captain Parmenter?
You in a uniform. What's Corporal Agarn's first name?
Yeah.
Irving.
No, I'm Irving. He's Randolph, as the other guy correctly points out.
You in a uniform again. What is the name of our troop bugler?
Clyde.
Trooper Hannibal Dobbs. And my first name is Wilton, and my girlfriend's name is Wrangler Jane. Big deal.
Dude, you were hitting on Wrangler Jane. Yeah, she's a big deal. But it looks like the deception has been discovered.
Hi, Wilton. I see you caught Kid Vicious.
Jane, go away.
Oh, no. Jane, you stay right where you are.
All right. Throw your guns into the kitchen.
Oh, yes, sir. Guns in the kitchen.
Now, this little lady is going to help me make my getaway. And if anybody tries to stop me, she gets it.
As quick as he's out the door, everybody grabs their guns, including Wilton.
So long, baby. Your boyfriend may not be too bright, but he sure is good looking.
Only you, Captain, only you. Kid Vicious is in handcuffs and ready to be taken off to jail.
Parmenter? Yes, Vicious? Lucky shot.
Yes, it was. And by the way, he's keeping the suit. You won't need it for a long time, and unlike you, he looks really good in it.
Over hill, over dale, we have hit the dusty trail, and those caissons go rolling along. Counter march right about, hear those wagon soldiers shout, while those caissons go rolling along.